in an effort to level up my, I guess, physical rehab journey, I have been watching videos of things to do to target specific areas. And I have observed that some things come up that I guess I take for granted that I can tell I can do with no issues. But then to know that there's people like me, say similar age, similar body type, who have trouble doing that, I'm in a little bit of a shock. And I know that where I work at, all of my age peers have something going on. The one that shocked me the most is how one person I know cannot even touch their toes. Like they cannot stand, bend, and reach for it. I can't do that because sometimes it flares up my sciatic nerve pain, but I do have the mobility to do that. This person I'm thinking about, they're about as small as I am, but they have that mobility struggle. And it takes me back to when I was in middle school. I knew kids who couldn't stretch and like hinge forward and touch their toes. Like they couldn't do this. And I was shocked by that. This is something that the person I'm thinking about, when they're standing, they can't do. They can't do this. And I never could understand why, how this could be difficult for anybody, especially somebody young. This. You're young. This should be normal. This is something that I would expect maybe a 40 something to start having trouble with, but not someone who's like decades younger. So, anyway, the first thing I saw is something to where your knee is on the ground, bent, of course, and your leg is against the wall. And they're essentially performing kind of like a lunged stretch. And now I'm beginning to question if I can do that. Maybe years ago I showed you guys that's something I could do, but I don't remember. But I'm curious to see if that's something I can still do, so I'm gonna try it now. Basically, this person started something like they were over here and they had their leg like this from a distance if it was challenging. And then you're supposed to work your way up to having the shin against the wall. So to me, this distance is harder than if I were to try the full thing. And then they were doing kind of like this lunged position. So to me, this is hard somehow. I think it's because it's not a motion I'm used to performing. But yeah, it looks something like this. And on this leg, my shin is not against the wall quite yet. But I can tell you that based off how that felt, I can totally start it off like this. Hyuk, hyuk, and then hyuk, that. And now my shin is against the wall. I can drive my knee a little farther back, but then it would be completely like vertical. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to do that, but if that were the case, that's something I can do. See, like my fingers don't go through. This feels pretty good, like right here. I'm not sure if that's what's supposed to be targeted, but I'm glad that's something that I can do. The moment I saw it, I knew I could do it. It just looked very easy, very simple. I hate how my elbow likes to cave in forward because I guess I'm double jointed, quadruple jointed. So there's that. I can do that and hold it, no problem. Then if I go this way, like that doesn't feel too great. But then the farther back I take my knee, the better. Like I can put my knee against the wall and do that, you know, like boop. And then I'll start feeling a stretch right here. But I'm pretty sure that's not supposed to be how I do it. But yeah, this one is a little awkward to get in the position for, but I can do it. No problem. I'm gonna hold it for a few seconds. Yep, that's it.